Hey guys, Butter69 here today. We're going to be talking about a few different things that happen in the Modern Warfare 2 beta, different attachments, things like that, different items in the game, and just generally how the gameplay felt. So let's go ahead and hop right into that. So in last week's video, we went over the menus and, the stuff that I thought could change if you edited anything like that, but that video ended up being a really long video, so I'm hoping to leave this one a little bit shorter. It's still going to be a talking video. I got gameplay in the background, the sound's turned down or not on, depending on which set of videos I use, because again, when I was Twitch streaming, I had a bunch of different issues. Power went out like twice during the weekend that I was streaming, lost a bunch of video files, so I have what I have, and I'm trying to make do with what I got. So that is what it is. But anyways, let's go ahead and hop into the actual topic for today. I want to talk about gameplay and the different things that have changed gameplay wise this year compared to a few of the other years, and like kind of how I felt about them. I do think that a lot of them are really good changes and just make sense. But I know that some of the people in the community and stuff like that have different things to say about those, so I'm just gonna go ahead and give my opinion on all of this stuff. Alright, so the number one thing that I heard throughout weekend one, like continuously while I was watching streamers and YouTubers and stuff like that was, oh my god, the time to kill is so fast. I'm just gonna let you sit in that for a second, because I don't think so. I don't have any proof. I haven't played Modern Warfare 2019 a few months probably, and I haven't avidly played a Call of Duty multiplayer since Black Ops Cold War was ending. So it's just I don't know for sure on that. But from my experience inside of the games, I didn't seem to be dying that quick. There's a lot of times where I'd start getting shot at. I'd have plenty of time to turn around and shoot back at them, or dive behind cover or slide out, anything like that. Obviously, you have the moments where somebody beams you in the head real quick and you're not gonna have time to react, but that just makes sense, right? And I think that a lot of people were saying the time to kill was too fast just because like they didn't notice the first few shots hitting them, because I feel like they changed the blood splatter. I'd have to confirm that. I haven't confirmed that at all, but I think they changed the way that the hit markers, like when you get hit and stuff like that, have changed, and I think that that has inversely affected how people are reacting to the time to kill. But again, in my experience, the time to kill, it felt perfectly fine. I didn't think it was too fast or too slow. I think it's right in the sweet spot. Honestly, I think once people get over, oh, new game's got to be bad vibe that they always go into Call of Duty with, then they'll probably realize that the time to kill is actually perfectly fine. So the next up, it kind of goes along with time to kill and stuff like that, and it's guns. We're going to talk about guns recoil and their attachments. So I kind of mentioned this in the last video. There's only 5 attachments that are allowed on a gun, which I feel is kind of slim, especially for, how many slots there are available to add stuff to a gun. But, all things considered, it doesn't play that differently from most of the other Call of Duties, Guns in this game are a little bit more bouncier. It seems like they really took recoil into consideration when making the guns. Because, even in real life, a professional army man's not going to be able to shoot a Barrett 50 cal without having tremendous recoil or a hurt shoulder from doing so. So it makes sense that, they added a little bit more recoil into the game. I think it makes it a lot more realistic. And, it makes it so that way you can't just, pull out an MP5 and just massacre somebody from across the entire map because you have literally 0.2 recoil the entire time you're shooting, which is really easy to, adhere for because you just pull your mouse down a little bit, right? But now it actually seems a little bit more random. I don't know if it is a pattern or random, I didn't do any testing or anything like that, but it felt nice, it felt good. Especially as somebody who's played a lot of PUBG and Rainbow Six Siege in the past, it just felt natural. It felt really good. And I don't know. Personally, in my opinion, I think the gun recoil is a good thing. Again, because you're not going to be beaming people from across the map. And honestly, once you do go and add some attachments, a lot of the attachments I found myself adding were not uh, vertical or horizontal recoil control, but actually recoil stabilization. So that way, after the recoil started, it stayed more consistent. I don't know if other people experience that too, but I felt like the first few shots of recoil would usually pop me up to about a person's head level, and then the recoil stabilization helped me to continue to fire at that head level and get kills a little bit quicker. But all around, I think the guns in general are really good. And, like when you're moving in game, the heavier your gun is, slows down your character a little bit. You can't move as fast if your gun is heavier. The guns feel well weighted, certain guns like the version of the Scar, I forget what it's actually called in the game, it pops up and down, but because the weight of the weapon's a little bit heavier, the recoil's not as bad because it has more weight to displace while it's shooting. And so you shoot it longer, the recoil gets worse, but the first few shots are really consistent with the gun. I think things like that are really thought out. It feels great. And then along with that, you have the reloading. So reload canceling was in all the old Call of Duties and stuff like that. And what that was pretty much if you started reloading, like you pull the magazine of your clip out and you needed to get into a gunfight right then, you could switch weapons, switch back to the first weapon, and then the clip would still be in there. You'd have as many bullets as you had before you started reloading, stuff like that. But in this game, they changed it so if you pull that magazine out and you switch weapons and you come back to it, you still have to put the new magazine in. You still have to cock the gun to get it loaded, and then you can continue firing. And honestly, for me, I thought that was fantastic. It gets kind of annoying, when you're a panic reloader, right? After every fight, I always find myself reloading, just Twitch reloading, stuff like that. But it makes you think about the game that you're playing a little bit more, and it makes you think about where you're pushing, where you're standing. Do I have time to reload right now, or should I just switch to my secondary? And that gives secondaries like an even greater chance to be better in this game. I'm not saying that, pistols, stuff like that were bad in old games, because you go back to Modern Warfare 2019, the pistols were fantastic. Matter of fact, I have an old YouTube video up on my channel for Modern Warfare 2019 where I got like 109 kills with a pistol in one single match. So, pistols have always been viable, but now I think the fact that the reload cancels out of the game gives those weapons a little bit more use in the game. And it makes you think about the ways that you're pushing things, like I said before. It just makes you be more tactical in general. And I think that is just that's just fantastic. So with that being said, another thing that I wanted to bring up was double time in the game. Double time is the perk that makes you crouch walk faster and gives you a further tactical sprint. Now, I don't know if it's just me and the way that I was playing the game, but I couldn't seem to get tactical sprint to really work very often. I don't know if that was just a constant thing through the beta, but the crouch walking was always good because, footsteps in the game in general when you're running around are very loud, like extremely loud. And as long as the person's wearing the headphone, they're going to know where you're coming from at all times if you're running. So crouch walking for me was just a really good way to kind of get around people, get behind people into positions where I wanted to be so that I could get kills easier and stuff like that. So the ability to have a 30% crouch walk or 30% faster crouch walk was just absolutely fantastic. But again, I didn't really see the tactical sprint. I could maybe look back in my clips and maybe see if I could see tactical sprint activating ever. But I never really had a moment where my gun went up and I sprint a little bit faster for a few seconds. So I don't know how much usefulness double time is actually going to be for other people. But for me, double time was fantastic. Absolutely loved it. And, it also helped with the weapon weight. Again, like if I'm carrying a sniper compared to, the MP5 variant of the Lockman, right? That run speed difference was definitely helped by double time a little bit. Didn't feel like as much weight when you're running double time, and that just helps you move around the map a little bit quicker when you're trying to get to places. Other than that, talking about getting around the map and stuff like that, in this game, they decided to do a little bit different thing here. They have not only the sliding from Modern Warfare 2019, but they also have diving now. Dolphin diving, as I call it, it's an old thing that used to be in all of the old games. I think the last game to properly have it, though, was Black Ops 2. You guys can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong there, but I believe Black Ops 2 was the last one with dolphin diving. But the fact that they were able to make it so that way you could dolphin dive and also slide is just insane to me. I would have thought that they would have done one or the other, either full dolphin diving or full sliding. Now, in this game, the sliding's a little bit different. You can't slide cancel, which just pretty much means if you're halfway through a slide, you can't just suddenly jump up in the air and have your weapon right out, right? And same thing when you're dolphin diving. Once you commit to the dolphin dive, you have to fully hit the ground. It takes half a second to bring your gun back up. And again, it's just another one of those things where the game is making the decision to go and be like, hey, you can't just slide into a building and expect to kill everybody there. You have to be a little bit more tactical with your push. You know, you have to think about where you're diving, where you're sliding, if you think an enemy's going to come around the corner right then, you know. So those are just little things. But, you know, it really makes you think about the way that you're playing the game. And this comes on to my next thing, is camping. So camping, you know, it's always been a staple in the game. There's always been people who sit in corners and stuff like that, you know, and this game's no different. There's always going to be campers, like no matter what game we get, they're always going to be there. But in this game, at least from my experiences, I didn't find that many campers. I did see people like holding sight lines and stuff like that and like moving around to different sight lines periodically, but I didn't see too many people just straight up sitting in random corners or laying down in random corners, just sitting there. And I think that's because of one piece of equipment, and that is the drill mine. The drill mine is it's a explosive. You know, you throw it on the side of a wall. It drills through the wall and drops an explosive out on the other side that could kill an enemy if they're sitting on the other side of that wall. It has a quick enough activation time to where if somebody's laying down on the ground, or usually if they're crouched, they might not see it quick enough or be able to react to it quick enough to actually get out of the range in which they will die from the thing. Most of the time when you use them, you know, you're probably going to get a hit marker, but that weakens them. You know where they are because they just got hit by it, and then you can come around the corner and get an easy kill on them. And I think that counters the camping so much so to where it's discouraging people from sitting in those same spot every single time. Obviously, there's still going to be people going from corner to corner, kind of moving around, not really moving that much, but, you know, I think it's way better than just being able to sit in the same corner constantly because, you know, you have no downsides to sitting there with a shotgun because even a flash grenade, oh, cool, I can't see, but I can still hear, just shoot when I hear them walk around the corner, you know? So, that's a little bit different. I think that's, you know, really nice that they added that equipment in general into the game. Because again, camping was always really annoying, you know? I know definitely now, you know, with the beta, the maps that were there, I played so much of it to where I I know places where I expect people to be running or to be sitting. So what I'll do is sometimes I'll just jump around a corner real quick, throw the drill charge right where I think somebody's gonna end up being behind a wall, and then jump back to cover before my explosive goes off. And then honestly, I've probably gotten, I don't know, 50, 60 kills with that thing, just doing that tactic alone. Just expecting somebody to be behind a wall, so I just throw it. Sure enough, somebody actually happened to be there. I get the free easy kill, and then I can, you know, come around the corner with ease because I know that there's not going to be somebody there, you know. It's just one of those little things, and I'm really glad that they added that to the game. Now, the other thing that they added to the game was a little bit of mechanics. Again, the sliding, the diving, stuff like that. It's going to take you a while to be able to pull your gun back up. And a lot of the guns in this game, you know, you have attachments and stuff that can change that, but they take a while to aim down sights. So what ends up happening, and at least in my experience, was you can't really rush anymore. So in the old Call of Duties, like Black Ops was one in particular where it was constant. You just run in as quick as you can, and if you're the first person in the room, you're probably gonna win. But now, again, a little bit more tactical playing. You have to take your time rushing into someplace. You can't just throw your body into the door and expect to get kills. You need to think out your play. You need to, open the door a little bit, maybe peek it, maybe move a little bit slower. And it's just a change of gameplay. And I've played Call of Duty all the way back to Black Ops 1. Matter of fact, World at War was the first game I ever got, but I got it while Black Ops 1 was out and then quickly switched over to Black Ops 1. So I've been playing the game since about then. And the change of pace, the tacticalness of it, having to actually slow down, think about what I'm doing, make a strategic push into an area. It feels so good. It's so fresh. It's so exciting. You know how good you feel when you finally get a triple kill or quad feed to go off in a game? Oh my goodness. It feels so good. Because in old games, you'd be able to get a triple kill by just running into a room real quick, catching some people by surprise, because footsteps wouldn't be that loud, and, your weapon would be up right away as soon as you slide canceled. So, all of that stuff combined, being in a position where you have to be more tactical, it gets rid of that rushing experience. I mean, there was a few times in the game where I would get rushed and I would lose the fight, but most of the time when somebody was making a quick push on me, I just heard them coming, so I just aimed down sight, waited for them to move around the corner, shot them, and then continued moving the direction I was moving. Like, there's no reason to not be able to do that. It gets you that free kill, and, it's just tactical. I don't know. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but overall, I absolutely love the gameplay of this game. Like, just top to bottom, all the changes that they did, making it the more tactical game that it is just fantastic. I absolutely love it. And, I hear people complaining that Dead Silence isn't a perk and, oh, it's only a field upgrade now. But I think that if you took Dead Silence and made it a perk, then you're gonna completely ruin the game. The entire feel of the game right now would be completely ruined if you put Dead Silence in there, because then that would allow the rushers to continue rushing into every fucking corner and just getting free kills and constantly like that. And I think it's one of those games to where these Call of Duty, YouTubers, professionals, whatever you want to call them, they need to learn. Maybe they need to slow down. Maybe they need to think about how they're pushing an area. Maybe they need to use cover a little bit more and strategically move around the map. I'm not a camper. I feel like you can see from the gameplay that I've posted and will be posting here in the future too, that like I'm not sitting in one corner. Sometimes I'm holding down an area. Like I have a building that I'm just, constantly scanning, seeing if enemies are around, and I'm holding down that specific building. Other times I'm just, slowly moving around the map, just trying to get some kills. It changes depending on the mode that I'm playing and how I'm feeling in that moment. But no matter what I'm doing, I'm taking it slower than I would have in an older Call of Duty. I'm always thinking about my actions before I go and do them, and sure, sometimes I panic reload, but usually that ends up getting me killed. So now that it's the end of the beta, or well, I guess this video is coming out 2 weeks after the end of the beta, but now the time that I'm recording this, it's the end of the beta, and I'm finally starting to not Twitch reload. I'm finally starting to not reload after every bullet that I fire, I'm finally thinking, oh shit, I need to reload. Okay, let me think about what I'm doing for a second. Okay, let me come over here, and now I'm gonna reload. Those little things, I think, just make the game so much more well-rounded out, and I think the only thing I would change gameplay-wise is the minimap. I would love to see on the minimap by default where people are shooting, like in the old days was. I get that it shows the little red marker on the compass at the top, but let's be honest, I'm not looking at the compass at the top. And as I said in my last video, now, you get a UAV. I know when I get a UAV, I'm instantly looking at the map. I'm trying to see where the people are. Usually I get the UAV and I'm going off on a pretty decent kill streak, and I want to survive, so I pop it off. I want to see if anybody's immediately next to me right here. If not, then I can go ahead and continue moving. Otherwise, I can use that UAV to see where they might be and, move strategically around the corner. But I've noticed with enemy UAVs, and again, like I said this in the last video, the UAV will go off. It'll be sweeping the radar, but because people can't see the dots of people firing normally, like without their UAV, even when they have the UAV, they're still not even checking their mini-map. They're just reacting to what they see in front of them in that first-person mode. And honestly, I think that's just, players needing to learn the new systems and stuff like that. But at the same time, I think, having the red dot pop up on the map every time you shoot, regardless whether there's a UAV or active or not, is really helpful, because you see those people who are trying to hard hold a corner. And again, there's the counter, again, like I said, the drill mine. But, if you could see them shooting in that corner constantly, then to throw your drill mine there before you go and die by the person, and then you throw the drill mine in your next life, right? It just has that little bit of, anti-camping mentality of, maybe if you're shooting, there's going to be a penalty, especially if you're just randomly shooting off into the air and not actually, pushing anything. So I don't know. That's like the one thing gameplay wise I would change. Overall, the gunplay, the movement, everything else like that, fantastic. And the last thing I have to talk about is the score streaks. The score streaks in this game, some of them take a lot of kills, some of them take very few kills. And the one thing I noticed was, it's kind of hard to go on a long kill streak, right? And I don't know if anybody else was feeling that, but I kept my kill streaks as kill streaks. I didn't switch them to score streaks at any point, which, by the way, in case you didn't know, there's a tiny little button in the bottom left-hand corner of the kill streaks menu that allows you to change it to score streaks, which is a different way of earning the streaks. If you're playing like domination or hardpoint or something like that, you probably want to turn on score streaks instead of kill streaks. But most of the time I was playing team deathmatch, so I just wanted a kill streak because it would be quicker to get it from the kill streak than from the score streak, except for a few different occasions, like when you're getting a bunch of assists and stuff like that. But the kill streaks in this game felt fantastic. I mean, there's a few issues, you have like the helicopters and stuff like that you're supposed to be able to control, that you're not able to move. I know that they said that was a bug. You're supposed to move the helicopter and stuff like that around the map to be able to help you to get kills and stuff like that. And while those don't move right now, the kill streaks felt powerful. And like I said, it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to get on that 10 kill streak. I think I only went on maybe 7 or 8 10 kill streaks throughout the entire beta. And so that it shows you that it's hard to earn those kill streaks that are that high. But at the end of the day, when you do unlock that kill streak, it is good enough to warrant having to get that many kills or that many points to be able to unlock it. I know I was playing and I finally got a stealth bomber. I think it was one of the gameplays I uploaded in my first video. First time unlocking the stealth bomber, 10 kill streak. I'm like, yeah. I sent it across the map. I only got 1 kill, unfortunately. But like, you know how many times I've died to a stealth bomber? Like, those things are powerful. If you actually get stuck in the pathway outside on a map with that going overhead of you, there's no way you're surviving that. You're just dead. I've seen VTOL jets come up in the air, and the VTOL jets are insane. Just like they were in Modern Warfare 2019. Absolutely ruining people. But again, it takes a lot of kills to get it. And it's hard to go on those kill streaks. It's hard to stay alive in this game. You have to be very tactical about the pushes that you're making, about the decisions that you make when you're moving into areas. And overall, I think it's all just very well balanced. Like, I didn't pick up a single a single gun in the game and be like, wow, I can't use this gun. I tried out almost every single weapon, and some of them, I just was bad with them, everything like that. But, overall, I think the game was just very well balanced in a whole. And that's all I really have to talk about here today. I know it was another one of these let's talk kind of rant videos, but I hope you guys enjoyed hearing like my opinion on some of this stuff. Again, I had the gameplay in the background, hopefully, so that way it's not too boring as I'm talking through this stuff. And I'll see you guys next week. Next week's video is going to be more gameplay. It's just going to be straight gameplay. I'll probably do a little talk about the gameplay before I show the gameplay and stuff like that, kind of how I did in the first video I released, telling you what the two gameplays are and stuff like that. But that's going to be that week. And then the campaign comes out a week before the game comes out. I'm going to be streaming the campaign playthrough entirely on my channel. I'm going to do it without face cam so you guys can fully experience and get the full experience without my webcam on that stream. I am going to be talking, and the way that I'm going to be doing the campaign thing is I'm going to upload the full campaign over 2 weekends. So weekend 5 video, or the 5th video I upload for the Modern Warfare 2 series here, which is going to be the Sunday before the game releases, will be the first half of the campaign. I'm going to upload both the campaign with me talking on it and a separate series without me commenting on it in case you want to watch it with no commentary. You know, you can choose. And then the second half of both of those will come out the following weekend. I'll get all those edited, uploaded, probably before the full game even fully releases. Obviously, like I said, campaign's coming out a week early, so I'll have the time to at least play through the first half, get that uploaded, and then the Monday, Tuesday after I upload that, I'll probably finish the campaign. I'll let you guys know more details when those campaign videos come out, but that's the plan for now. I hope you guys are enjoying seeing the videos. I hope you guys don't mind the Let's Talks. I just wanted to talk through like some of my experiences and how I felt about certain things within the Modern Warfare 2 beta. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate your guys' viewership. Oh my goodness, I cannot talk anymore. That's gonna do it for me in this episode. Till next time, see you guys later. Winner69 is out.